guys, so today I'm going to film my top 7 favorite blushes for the springtime. Now I know it's a very odd number, like number 7, couldn't you do 5? It's just because I tried to choose 5 blushes from my collection, but I really wanted to include 2 more because they're also gorgeous for the springtime. Now the blushes I chose have different finishes, so there's going to be satin blushes, sheer tone blushes, and I also did some swatches for you guys so that you can see what it looks like on the skin. So yeah, if you guys are interested to see my favorite springtime blushes, just stay tuned because I'm just going to jump right into it. The first blush that I'm going to talk about, I'm sure you guys aren't going to be surprised, and it's MAC's Well Dressed blush. Now if you've seen in my previous videos, I've already shown this because this is my all-time favorite blush, and not just for springtime, but pretty much all year round, and I could not include this in this video. This blush is a light medium blue based pink with cool undertones, and the finish of this blush is a soft satiny sheen. The reason why I love this blush so much, you guys, is because the color is somewhat buildable to about medium full coverage. Now that's why I just love it so much, because it's not intensely pigmented, so it's not just going to apply so much color on your cheeks right away. You have time to build it up and not worry about having too much color on your cheeks. This is definitely a staple in my collection. Next up is another MAC blush, and it's called Peaches. So this is what it looks like. Now I found that this year people have been into the peachier shades, especially because Kylie Jenner kind of made that famous because she recently incorporated peachy kind of tones in her makeup looks. I'm not really into following trends or anything like that, but I found that with my warm complexion, I can easily get a fresh look with a pop of peach on my cheeks like this one. So MAC Peaches is a classic peach with a hint of brown. This is a sheer tone blush, you guys, which means that the blush is sheer but still brings a subtle color and glow on the cheeks. So even though it's sheer, guys, I feel like it shows up still on the light to medium skin tones. So this blush is perfect for beginners because it doesn't give you a heavy coverage on the cheeks right away. It just gives you a buildable kind of peach shade on your cheeks. So if you guys love peach but you don't want it to be too intense and you want to just build up the color and get like a wash of peach on your cheeks, I highly suggest MAC Peaches. So the third blush that I love is from Tarte, and this is what it looks like. And when you open it up, this is the color. So it's the Amazonian Clay 12-hour blush, and it's in the color Glisten. So this is what I would gravitate towards if I'm in the mood for a shimmery pink blush. Now this Tarte Glisten blush is a medium pink with a hint of warm coral and a golden shimmer sheen. I love this blush not only for the gorgeous color but for the finish as well, you guys. Personally, you guys, I find that I have to be careful with certain shimmery blushes because they can emphasize the texture on my cheeks. But I don't really have to worry about it if I'm using this blush because it's very blendable and creamy. It doesn't emphasize any pores or texture that I may have. I also love this for its longevity. It pretty much lasts the whole day on me personally. So if you guys are into the warm, glowy pink blushes, I highly suggest checking this one out. For my next favorite blush, you guys, it's from Nars, and this is what it looks like. So you open it up and that's what the blush looks like, and it's called Sex Appeal. Now I love this blush so much because if I'm wearing a more darker, sultry, smoky eyeshadow look on my eyes, I can just apply this and have a hint of color on my cheeks without it having to compete with what I have going on in my eyes or on my lips. So this blush is basically a pale warm tone peach, and it's a satin finish. I find that this color is also buildable on my skin, you guys, but more so on the fairer skin tones because it can turn chalky or kind of ashy on your skin tone if you have a deeper skin tone. So I definitely recommend this blush for my light to medium skin tone gals out there. For my fifth favorite blush, you guys, it's again by MAC, and it's called Pink Swoon. Now I love this blush because I've seen this on a variety of skin tones here on YouTube, and all of them who I watched who wore this blush, this looks so stunning on them. This blush has such great color payoff, and the texture is quite soft and very blendable, and I've never found it look blotchy on my skin at all. Pink Swoon is a brightened light medium cotton candy pink with cool blue undertones. So this, you guys, is a sheer tone matte finish, and this actually looks darker on the skin than in the pan. So if you guys are in store, you definitely have to check this out because it can be a little darker. Like it looks really kind of lighter, kind of more of the pastel undertone, but when you apply it on your cheeks, it actually looks a bit darker. So I definitely have to make sure I just tap my brush on the pan just like really lightly and use a light hand just so I can get a flush of color because I personally don't want it to look too bright on my cheeks. This blush is perfect, you guys, if I want a very gorgeous pink blush on my cheeks. My sixth favorite blush, you guys, is from Hourglass, and I love the gold packaging even though it's reflecting like crazy right now. And this is their Ambient lighting blush, and it's in the shade Dim Infusion, and this is what the color looks like. And guys, there's a mirror on this blush. Now this is a huge bonus, you guys, because this honestly cost an arm and a leg. Okay, this was pretty darn expensive. I just love this color so much because it gives me such happy spring vibes. So as you can see in the swatch, this blush is a light peachy orange with a subtle satin sheen. So the texture of this blush is super creamy and does not emphasize the texture on my skin. Now I really love this blush because it gives me such a very warm color. Whatever look I'm wearing, it brightens up my whole look. So for the last but definitely not the least, you guys, this is the most unique blush color that I own, and it's again from MAC, and it's called Full of Joy. Will you take a look at the color? Okay, just stare at it for 1 second. Doesn't it look like the color of a spring flower to you? Like something like a lavender mist. Don't know what that is, but it just, I feel like that's a spring flower. This would be the perfect spring color to gravitate towards because it's so unique and so gorgeous. So this blush is basically a cool toned light lavender color with a hint of pink. So the finish of this blush, you guys, is a satin. So satin blushes from MAC, you guys, have great pigmentation and they make my skin look naturally smooth and glowy, and it does not emphasize the texture on my skin. Out of the blushes that I own, this is definitely the most unique, and this is the one that gives me the gorgeous spring vibe that I'm looking for. It's absolutely worth checking out, you guys. Definitely can't recommend this enough, and this is definitely a staple of mine during the springtime. That about wraps it up for my top 7 favorite springtime blushes. I hope you guys found this video interesting and of course found it helpful. If you guys have any recommendations for blushes that I should try, please leave them down in the comments below. Also, you guys, look forward to seeing these blushes make a reappearance on my future videos because I actually have a look in mind for the last blush I showed you, which was MAC's Full of Joy, and it's something that I'm so excited about and something I'm so excited to film and show you guys, so look out for that. And of course, you guys, please give this video a thumbs up if you did like it, and I'll see you in my next video.